a group chat mishap, a mistake that is now apparently a national security leak. And this is quite serious.
This is the biggest story in the world right now. So there's a serious security breach at the White House with a major journalist being invited to a group chat where senior cabinet members were discussing secret military plans.
Yes.
Yeah. So who are these senior members and who was the journalist that was invited? Among them, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. So number one, there are so many points that are surprising. They used a commercial chat application to discuss plans for the U.S. to attack the Houthi group in Yemen. Okay, so you would think these discussions would be held in secret, in like a situation room somewhere.
Like I would have thought before this
That is
story.
the protocol, by the way. But they do this over group chat. Major politicians, exactly, just like us. But then the White House National Security Advisor accidentally invited Jeffrey Goldberg. Who is he? He's the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic magazine. He's a journalist. So you invited a journalist to your top secret attack plans. So this was published on Monday via The Atlantic. By the way, the group was also titled the Houthi PC Small Group. So the PC usually in these cases stands for Principal Committee. Basically, it is kind of a task force, but just with the top dogs of the government, with the decision-making people. So Goldberg published these comments from Vance, who was apparently unconvinced of the need or the urgency. So there were discussions going on about, is this the right time to do it? Should we do it? And then also maybe a diplomatic issue that would be spanning from this. What price should be expected from the Europeans or other countries for the U.S. removing the threat from the global shipping route?
Right.
So Vance basically said, quote, "I just hate bailing Europe out again," unquote. And then Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said, "I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It is, in all caps, pathetic."
So he made the extra effort to press the shift or the caps lock.
Yeah, caps lock, and then type that in. So pathetic, referring to the entire continent. Initially, Goldberg, the journalist, thought he was being pranked or that this was like an elaborate scheme by kind of some form of outside forces to get him to publish a false article. Because, can you imagine you're sitting there and you get invited to a White House private chat and you're like, what is this?
And I'm also
April
curious,
1st?
Was this a group chat already formed or were they forming a new one?
I believe they're forming a new one because he was
mistake.
invited. He was invited again, not by not to look down or disparage interns.
Right.
We love our interns, very professional. But he was invited by the National Security Advisor, the NSA of the White House.
Right.
So the National Security Council confirmed after the story was published, this is true. This is what happened.
Okay.
And then they try to spin it around, saying that the threat, this conversation, is a demonstration of the deep and thoughtful policy coordination between senior officials, which even Goldberg said he was glad to see that discussions are happening just on a commercial chat that is encrypted but also open. And these were on your phone. So God forbid someone leaves their phone in the bathroom and it gets hacked into. What happens then? Because it wasn't just a discussion. There were specific coordinates, names of people who are involved in this secret mission.
Right.
The time this mission would be carried out, all on your phone. And then when President Trump was asked about this, he said he was unaware of the incident, but felt the need to add that, quote, he's not a big fan of the Atlantic, unquote. So security and intelligence commentators, experts have described this as a breach of operational security that is on an unprecedented level, both again, for the use of a commercial app and for including, someone who doesn't have security clearance. Who's also a journalist. Yeah.
All right. That is definitely a doozy. Up next is a story. Another person who made a baffling mistake at their job. So,
all right.
What's this?
Imagine you just boarded a plane in LA. You're flying to Shanghai.
Okay.
And your plane turns around over San Francisco. You have not even left the U.S. because someone left their passport. Eye roll. But that someone is your pilot. 기장이. 여권을 두고 와서 비행기를 돌렸습니다. We've all turned around, right? My mom's always like, did I leave the stove on? Well,
Yes.
Mom, let's go back because I'd rather, be safe than sorry. But then your pilot left their passport.
And are they allowed to do this?
Well, clearly, apparently. So according to the Chinese media outlets, the United Airlines flight from LA to Shanghai made an emergency landing in San Francisco on March 24th. And according to the passengers, they heard the announcement over the PA saying the pilot forgot to bring his passport. So the flight wound up landing in Shanghai about 6 hours late. The airline gave passengers a $30 voucher or coupon for meals at the San Francisco airport where they were waiting for a different pilot to come in and fly the airplane. But the airline itself lost a lot more money than just the $30 coupons because, number one, the plane was full of fuel to get it across the Pacific to Shanghai.
Sure.
And you need to be at a certain weight to be able to land. And they were only at San Francisco. So that means they had to actually fly over air to burn off some of that fuel so they could land. So they were just literally wasting fuel over
literally.
air. Literally. And the industry...
$30 enough?
Well, $30 for the passengers, but how much for the airline?
How much?
Industry insiders estimate about 60 million won in fuel losses alone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. So true, but it's like unbelievable.
Double and triple check your passports.
Yes. Our next story is very much related to our text topic, VIPs and VVIPs. And apparently, what? There's three.
Triple
VVIPs.
It goes on.
So special.
The V's just keep on adding. That's happened to me, true story, for my cell phone provider. Because you know how cell phone providers, if you're a VIP member, they give you the monthly free movie tickets.
Yeah.
That got bumped up to VVIPs only.
Right.
And when I finally reached a VVIP status, now it's like 3 tickets per year.
It's
I'm like, I don't have someone, like, I don't have friends. My friends don't go to the movies with me. Like, anyways. So it never ends. VIPs are a huge trend in retail right now. This is even for baseball. So according to the Korea Baseball Organization, all 10 teams have VIP membership. What are the perks? They give you early ticketing perks.
That's nice.
That is nice. About 30 minutes to an hour before general ticketing. However, with the ever-increasing popularity, some teams are bumping this up. There is the pre-ticket sales.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I'm not done yet.
How far are we going to go?
KT Wiz, they have 선예매. So there are 4
sons?
pre's. Yeah. LG Twins have increased their paid membership from 20,000 won, 2만 won, to 100,000 won, 10만 won, by 5 times.
So that's why you got to add the sons.
you gotta add these sons.
Yes.
So this has then led to a whole new market. It's very creative of resale with these VIPs selling their tickets on used platforms. Department stores, also they are dividing. It is like a micro VIP level with all the colors of the rainbow. There's a black, the red, the gold. One department store has 7 different levels, literally the colors of the rainbow.
Wow.
A new top level, black diamond.
Not just diamond.
Not just diamond, because presumably they have the diamond.
I'm sure.
So black diamond. And then the thing is, though, they're not just adding on the top tier services, they're lowering the perks and services for the lower level VIPs, like fewer free drinks or points, or you need to have higher thresholds to
maintain that level,
maintain the level. The trend goes on and on to e-commerce and travel industries. But here's the thing, it's not being received well. If you spend, the whole thing of brand loyalty, if you spend I mean, it's not cheap to get to that VIP level at a department store.
And to maintain
and
it.
you reached it, but then next year you're like, oh, you need to spend like 10 million won extra. And here's the thing. So one retail industry insider said that retailers are micro-dividing these levels without a significant improvement in service. It's just for that I'm special kind of a feeling.
Yes.
But in the long run, this may increase consumer dissatisfaction.
Oh, yeah. Highly dissatisfied with that whole thinking.
Yeah.
Like the idea behind the promos. Well, all right. Lastly, yesterday we talked about a need for an automatic shower machine for people. We did.
We did. You and I did mostly.
Yes. There's such a thing?
You asked, I delivered.
Okay.
a human washing machine.
For real.
If you will. For real. And
Okay.
this will be, it has been unveiled at the Osaka Kansai World Expo, which opens next month, but the previews are out.
Okay.
One invention is debuting at the Osaka Healthcare Pavilion is this human washing machine. So it's kind of a capsule, like an egg-shaped machine.
Okay.
Fits one person. You are submerged up to your chest in water, and then you're washed in soapy water, and water comes out from above you as well. Also has a dryer function because you're not going to step out or dripping wet. And it takes 15 minutes from your wash to dry cycle. So the human washing machine was invented with the purpose of not only washing your body, but also apparently your mind, because that machine measures your heart pressure and will play the appropriate songs or videos if you need relaxation. So how much is it? When can I get one? Is it like a dishwasher where it does spend less money than like a human hand dishwashing? So I'm curious. This is not an advertisement.
Yes. Well, you never know. Like, you say something and it's already there.
The world you live in.
Yes. Well, thank you for all the waggling news. And we'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Haley.
See you tomorrow.